Hi, I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach, and this is the Organize Your Life podcast. I am passionate about organizing because it makes my clients' lives so much easier, more relaxed, and with more time to spend the way they want to. That's what organizing is all about, not about being neat or having the right containers. It's about getting more time for what matters to you. My specialty is chunking down this big topic so it's not overwhelming. That's the concept behind my book, 5 Minutes to a Relaxing Bedroom. And that's the concept for this podcast, too, which is based on my first book, 52 Simple Ways to Get Organized. Both books are available on my website and on Amazon. I work with clients in person in the Berkeley, California area and via email and Skype, so you don't have to be local to work with me. With my help, your home will become a place you love and welcome guests into. Your office will be a place for being energized and productive. Visit the Hire tab on my website or email me at claire@cluttercoach.net. In every podcast, I'll lay out a simple organizing concept and tell you why it's important. And I'll include an action step at the end so you can start practicing right away. Okay, here we go. Today's podcast is about the lowly checklist. This is not part of my book. It's something that came up in conversation with my client this morning. I had suggested that he start using a checklist before he left the house in the morning so he wouldn't forget things, and he's reported that he's had a lot of success with it. So, I'm going to share that with you too. Checklists are an excellent, underutilized tool. They can even save lives. I just reread an excerpt from a book called The Checklist Manifesto. The author describes the work of a doctor who promotes the use of checklists in hospitals. The lists had an immediate and extraordinary effect of saving lives and money. He also writes about pilots who devised a checklist to fly a new, more complicated plane. The checklist was necessary because there were just too many tasks the pilot had to perform to be able to remember all of them. Again, lives were saved. And World War II was won. Okay, your results might not be so dramatic. They do demonstrate, however, how powerful a dumb little list of things you already know can be. Here's another fun example. Remember that story about how those spoiled rock stars of Van Halen wouldn't perform if they found brown M&Ms in their dressing rooms? Man, how self-indulgent and petty can you get? But I just recently found out the backstory on that. The no brown M&M clause was in their contract because the band's shows required a lot more technical skill and attention than most other acts. They had more gear, it was heavier, and it was bigger. Event staffers needed to know the weight requirements so their stages wouldn't cave in. To make sure the event people read the entire contract and did what it stipulated, they put in the no brown M&M clause, which was easy for the band to check. If they found those brown M&Ms, it meant that all the technical details needed to be rechecked because some other super important detail had probably been forgotten, and the stage would have caved in. Interesting, huh? But back to regular non-rock star life. Because a checklist is simple and it contains information you already know, you may resist the idea of it. So let me convince you. As many of you already know, I am a huge fan of writing things down in general so as not to forget them, and also to make room in my brain for more important things like creating and strategizing. Checklists serve that purpose. They are great because 1. They remind you of things you need to do in a particular situation. 2. They list those tasks briefly and succinctly, so there's no need to ponder or doubt or figure anything out. And 3. They prevent details from slipping through the cracks when you are stressed or in a rush or otherwise just not thinking calmly. That last point may be familiar to you. A classic checklist is the one that you use before you're leaving the house in the morning. Mine goes like this. Keys, phone, purse, lights off, stove off. How many times have you driven several blocks away before you realize that you don't have your phone? For me, it's worrying that I forgot to turn the stove off and my building is going to burn down. If you're running late or just thinking about something else, those little details will escape you and your day will just start out a lot worse. Another reason I find people resist checklists is that they pride themselves on remembering information, as if forgetting things is surely a sign of mental decline. To those people, I say a checklist is a valuable tool that lets you get a job done more efficiently. It's not a crutch you need because you're incompetent in some way. I mean, look at it this way. Nobody has a problem with using a washing machine instead of taking their dirty clothes down to the river and beating them on the rocks, right? The washing machine is an excellent time and labor-saving tool. When you don't take advantage of the tools available to you, you are just beating clothes against rocks and wasting time. Your task this week is to try that sample checklist. keys, phone, purse, or wallet, lights off, stove off. Or write your own. A good checklist has about 5 items, and each one is just a word or two. Write it on an index card and tape it to the door jamb of your front door so it's the last thing you see when you leave the house. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm Claire Tompkins, the Clutter Coach. If you like the show, I'd love it if you'd leave a rating and review in iTunes. You can subscribe, too, so the podcast will be ready and waiting for you to listen to. The show is available on SoundCloud and Stitcher as well. You'll find the show notes on my blog at www.cluttercoach.net, and you can check out my store to find books I've written and books and products I recommend, and some freebies, too. I work with folks in their homes and offices to bust clutter and get them organized so they can stay that way easily. Get in touch and find out how I can help you. I'm in Berkeley, California, and you can reach me at claire@cluttercoach.net. Come back for more next week.